sector is clear.
Give us everything we got! All wings.
What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all doing good today, and today is actually really exciting for Star Wars Battlefront 2 because a big update, or a semi-big update, has just released, and I'm going to go over the patch notes for that right now. So what you're going to be seeing on the screen, guys, the first 3 clips are from today. This is after I've downloaded the patch. Some Wookiee gameplay will be first, then there'll be a short clip of the CR2 and the Blurg. To be honest, I never really saw a huge difference, but I'm going to go over the patch notes over here so we can see exactly what the changes were. And again, this was only one game because I did not have a lot of time yet to play, but if you guys are interested, I will be live streaming tonight, guys, and I'm going to be live streaming Monday through Saturday, about 7 p.m. Central Time, but I will not be live streaming on Sundays. So just keep that in mind. Alright, guys, so the new content that has come out, first of all, we had Iden Versio's TIE Fighter, just a new hero ship, totally unexpected. No one even thought we were getting any content in this update. We thought it was just a patch, just nerfs, buffs, stuff like that. Fixes. But yeah, we just got Iden Versio's TIE Fighter. She's got new abilities. She has a bunch of star cards. I think some milestones for that starfighter. So once you get the starfighter, be sure to check out those milestones. Also, for the crate map, they updated it so you can play Blast on crate. So that is also pretty exciting. So Iden Versio's TIE Fighter abilities are Afterburner, Laser Barrage. Laser Barrage is charge up a rapid fire barrage which deals high damage, kind of I think like Darth Vader's. Dual proton torpedoes. Inferno Leader. For duration of Inferno Leader, all enemies within a radius are revealed to allied players. These enemies receive increased damage from all sources. So that seems it's definitely a new ability, something you haven't seen in other characters, I don't believe. That's pretty cool. And I think it goes over like the star cards, which you guys can just check that out yourself. Also, I think there's four milestones for Iden Versio's TIE Fighter. Again, you guys can just log on and check those out for yourself. Now we're going to go into the heroes and look at the nerfs and buffs that have happened to the heroes. So obviously, Finn, everyone all knew he was going to get a nerf, and yeah, he definitely got a nerf. He got reduced base damage of his EL-16 from 65 to 45. So that's a pretty big nerf right there. That's his primary weapon, I believe. And then reduce the time before heat cooldown kicks in from 3.5 to 1.5 seconds, and reduced damage of each Deadeye shot from 40 to 30. So a decent nerf there, which is well needed. Phasma got reduced the heat generated per shot of her F-11D. So again, guys, Phasma isn't a terrible character, but they have just nerfed her primary weapon a little bit, which is great, because I feel like her primary weapon was really what stood out of not being very good. Her staff is kind of hard to use, but when you use it, it is very powerful when you can land those shots. For Lando, there was a fixed bug where maximized efficiency was not properly granting cooldown reduction. And then Boba Fett got a nerf. Reduced the damage per rocket of rocket barrage from 90 to 78. They reduced the inner damage radius for each rocket of rocket barrage from 2 to 1.5 meters, and reduced the outer damage radius of each rocket for rocket barrage from 4 to 3 meters. So yeah, guys, if you ever played as Boba Fett, you could tell that his barrage was really what was the problem, and they noticed that, and EA has fixed that. So classes and special units, guys. Again, I'm reading off of the patch notes, so you guys do not have to, and go over anything that you guys might be, oh, like, what does that mean? So with the Wookiee Warrior, obviously, it got a little nerf. It reduced bowcaster center projectile damage, the damage multiplier from 1.3 to 1, so not really much of a nerf, but a little bit there. Lowered bowcaster fall-off distance at the start from 20 to 10 meters, and at the end from 30 to 25 meters. So just kind of, I believe that's talking about the range of his primary weapon. They reshuffled bowcaster explosion damage and projectile damage to make fall off have higher effect, and increased bowcaster heat per shot. So a little bit of a nerf, but honestly, as you guys saw in that gameplay of the Wookiee, that was from today, and I still played really good with him. So I'm glad he's, it wasn't a major nerf where he stinks, but we'll see after I play a few games with him. We'll see if it needs a little bit more of a nerf. So for the specialist, reduced size of scope glint, which I'm glad about because every time you were sniping, it was so easy to spot another specialist. So this was a much needed fix. Added scope glint to the following long-range weapons: EL-16 HFE, A280, pulse rifle, and Captain Phasma F11D. So I believe that means when they're zoomed in, you will know that they're zoomed in a little bit easier. They're reduced heat per shot for the following long-range weapons: Valken 38X, E5S, DLT 20A, DLT 19X, A280, and DLT 19D. There's an increased the burst per minute of all infiltration variants from 100 to 130. So then we move on to the heavy. They reduced the AOE of supercharged and explosive sentry and increased heat per shot for supercharged sentry from 0.015 to 0.017. Not much of a difference though. The officer, they reduced the explosion damage when turret is destroyed by blaster fire from 150 to 25. It's a huge nerf. What it looks like, wow, that's insane. I did not know that was going to be in the patch notes. Anyway, guys, so go on to a couple of the other weapons. CR2, they lowered the start damage from 17 to 16, lowered end damage from 9 to 8, and reduced damage fall-off distance from 40 to 30 meters. So again, not a huge buff, which really, I feel like the CR2 wasn't terrible. It was kind of annoying, but it wasn't terrible. And I feel like they just nerfed it a little bit, which is good. The Blurg is what really needs to be nerfed, and as I can see on the patch notes, it's definitely got its nerf. So the Barrage, guys, they reduced the inner blast radius from 3.5 to 2 meters, a little bit of a nerf there. Increased outer blast radius from 5 to 6, a little bit of a buff, and increased explosion damage from 55 to 100. Now for the Blurg, what we've all been waiting for. They reduced fall-off start distance from 20 to 15. They reduced start damage of explosive shot from 29 to 26. They reduced the end damage of explosive shot from 10 to 8. Reduced inner blast radius of explosive shot from 0.8 to 0.7 meters. Reduced outer blast radius of explosive shot from 2 to 1.8 meters. And reduced accuracy of final shots when burst mod is equipped. So yeah, all of that was reducing it. All of that was nerfing the Blurg. So hopefully it will not be as OP as before. The trip mine increased the number of mines that can be deployed at the same time from 1 to 2, which I think is really cool. And they raised the time until the mines disappeared after death from 5 to 15. So that means if you set it up at a doorway and someone's kind of hanging around there, and after that 5 seconds it would have disappeared. Now there's 15 seconds, so you still have a chance of getting a kill. Now, guys, if we move on to Galactic Assault, Camino, they updated the spawns to help the droids attack, and Phase 2 capture areas are now only the platforms. For Tatooine, they removed the A-Wing completely. They reduced ATST battle point cost from 2,500 to 1,500, and reduced explosive objective timer. On Naboo, they updated spawns to help the droids attack. They reduced health of the MTT, and they reduced explosive objective timer. Death Star 2, Endor, and Hoth, and Kashyyyk, they reduced explosive objective timers. On Hoth, they also reduced health of AT-ATs. On Kashyyyk, they reduced the health of the MTTs. So it looks like they're just reducing the health of the big, the big objectives. Because they also, on Crate, they also reduced the health of the ATM-6s. They updated spawns to help the First Order attack, and they reduced the health of Phase 3 objectives from 5,000 to 4,000 points. So if you guys were playing as First Order, it was very difficult to pull off a win. On Jakku, they made 2 ATSTs available in Phase 1. They updated spawns to better orient players. They updated combat area for Phase 4 and reduced the explosive objective timer. It looks like they reduced that timer for every single map. Yavin, they lowered battle point cost of ATSTs from 2,500 to 2,000. They lowered battle point cost for Death Troopers from 3,000 to 2,000. Lowered battle point cost from Imperial Rocket Trooper from 2,000 to 1,750. which is good. Be more action on the battlefield, looks like. Takadana added ATST to Phase 1. That is going to be interesting. And the updated Phase 2 objective locations. Starkiller Base tweaked resistance spawns in Phase 1. Sweet. And updated First Order combat area in Phase 1. Strike, they tweaked bomb timer duration and minor balancing tweaks. And in general, they added a night variant to Tatooine maps, which is awesome. They increased the frequency that night variants appear on Kashyyyk and Endor. They also updated visual appearances on the First Order on Crate. They fixed a bug where both the officers' recharge command and Finn's big deal abilities were not affecting heroes or special units properly. They fixed an issue where each sector on the minimap would not light up properly for the first time an enemy fired. They reduced fade in time for minimap sector from 0.3 to 0.1 seconds. There were some stability improvements and a bunch of bug fixes. So guys, overall this was a great update, and be sure to hop on Battlefront 2 today and check it out for yourselves. So guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Be sure to like and subscribe for more live streams, for more updates, and other videos. So guys, yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.